Welcome to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. If you like this watch and would like to purchase it at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at JazzTime.com. Today, I'll be reviewing the Omega Speedmaster Pilot 40.85 millimeters. Reference 332.10.41.51.01.002. It's a 2-counter and it's a new release as of 2025. I will tell you a little bit about the history of the Speedmaster, then tell you about where this watch stands in the lineup of other similar Speedmasters, then tell you about the case, bezel, dial, bracelet movement, finally try it on and give you my thoughts. So let's start with the history. Well, Omega is one of the biggest watch brands. Let's start with that. Right up there with Cartier. It's second to Rolex, but it's right up there with Cartier. Omega are some of the two biggest watch brands. Not the two best, but they are definitely up there in terms of volume and revenue. So definitely a top watchmaker. Now, the Speedmaster is one of Omega's collection. Omega has four major collections: the Constellation, Seamaster, Speedmaster, and DeVille. The two sports ones that get the most attention are the Seamaster, primarily having to do with the sea, and the Speedmaster, primarily having to do with the moon, or space, or air. And this one is of the 2-counter collection. They make many collections in the Speedmaster family, such as the Moon Watch, the Heritage, Dark Side of the Moon, etc. This is a 2-counter. And the reason it's called a 2-counter is because it literally has 2 counters, one on the right and one on the left. And I'll go through those when I talk about the watch itself. But yes, this is from the Speedmaster collection and part of the 2-counter collection in the Speedmaster family. Okay, now that's a little bit where this watch stands in the lineup, and I should also say that it's a new release. I can't remember if it was actually, you know what, I think it was in late 2024. I take it back. I remember it being released somewhere in November, December of 2024, and then it probably hit the shelves somewhere around early 25. And in the 2-counter collection, there's not many. There's something like 30 or 40, and that sounds like a lot, and I guess it sort of is. But when you compare it to some of their other models, that like their Speedmaster Moonwatch, there's many more, and it's a much newer collection than the other ones. And the reason it's called 2-counter because it doesn't have like a typical chronograph 3 counters. Usually on a chronograph you have 3 subdials, and actually I want to show you why when I talk about it, why I actually think the 2-counter is better. It's less clutter on it, and it accomplishes the same thing. So I just wonder if other companies might go to a 2-counter instead of a 3-counter. Okay, well, anyways, so this watch is a new release, and what makes it so special is that it has all these funky, crazy, cool colors. It's meant to look kind of like a flight display. So for those people who like piloting or aeronautics, this could be definitely a watch that they would gravitate toward, because it kind of almost looks like a instrument panel on an airplane. Okay, so let's with that said, let's dive into it and start talking about the specifics of this watch. Starting with the case. The case is 40.85 millimeters. That's more or less 41 if you round up. And it's a nice size. I would say between 40 and 43 is a very nice size. So 41 millimeters, which I can more or less say this is. It's a very nice size. The case is using your typical Speedmaster style case. Has a satin finish on the top, a beveled edge, and a nice case overall. Not too massive, all right, at 41 millimeters. And what else can I say about this nice case? It's from lug to lug, which is actually the more important thing. It's 49.6 millimeters, which is about 50, so that's a good size. From lug to lug means from the very top to the very bottom, 12 to 6 o'clock. And the thickness at 14.7 is a little bit thick, actually, but not terribly thick. If you look at other chronographs from, for example, Audemars Piguet, they're about 14.5, so 14.7 is right there. So, okay, not so bad. And the case, like I said, is steel. Okay, the lug width is 20 millimeters. All right, so let's move on and talk about next the dial, which is probably the most interesting part of this watch. Otherwise, it'd just be any other 2-counter and wouldn't have much to say about it. So let's start with the first thing, of course, you see that the center is black. They did a really cool thing on the bezel, or let's say on the periphery where the hour markers are. They surrounded it with silver or white, you can call it, and then they put the hour markers with luminescence as well as the hands. The hands are actually luminescent, but they're actually PVD'd in the beginning so that when it passes through the dial, it still looks black because the dial is black. So the hands, as they float through, actually looks like they are like floating on the dial with this luminescent and black coated hour marker in the center. Quite nice. Now let's take a look at the first counter on the left. The counter on the left is a second hand counter. So when you stop it has a 60-second counter, and they did a horizon on this. It emulates a horizon, the blue part being the horizon, the bottom black being probably the sea, and they did the counter in yellow. A very funky way to put the counter, and as their website describes, they sort of done this to look like a burn rate indicator. Now, I don't know what a burn rate indicator is because I'm not a pilot, but I'm assuming it's something to do with the airplane and something really cool. That means, I don't know, something. But it does look cool, right? Okay, we can all agree on that. And you can kind of see that the subdial kind of looks sunken in, not just flat. It looks a bit sunken in, and it just really looks well done. Now, let's take a look at the right side, which is actually combining two counters in one. Normally, you have on the right-hand side minutes or hours or something, but you don't have two counters combined into one. Here they've combined it. Okay, so let's take a look at the first two hands. The first hand is an orange hand. The orange hand is a minute counter. It takes 60 seconds to go around. That makes sense. You look at the outer rim of the counter to realize what part of the minute you're in. And then the white one, that one goes from 12, 4, and 8. That is a 12-hour counter. So every time the orange one goes around one time, that's 60 minutes, the white one goes over one tick. And once it goes around 12 times, that's 12 hours. So it can actually calculate 12 hours. And actually, I would say, for example, on some of my other ones I've reviewed, like Patek Philippe, they do these amazing chronographs, but on, for example, these really expensive Patek Philippe's, they only do 30 minutes. It's crazy. This grand complication, most of the grand complications, chronograph does not have an hour. It doesn't even go to 60 minutes. And a lot of times you want to calculate the time passed on more than an hour, right? Let's say you're calculating time to drive to, such and such place, or on a flight, or whatever it is. And what an ingenious way is to put two counters into one to save dial space. So I have to say, Omega really did a good job on this. It makes the watch look less cluttered. They put the subdials out toward the periphery and combine the subdials. So that's great. Maybe even they'll figure out how to do it with one subdial. It could be a one counter. Right now it's a two count, but maybe it'll be a one count soon. Okay, anyways, I want to bring your attention to the last point of detail, which is they kept this theme, and they, it's not, Omega's is doing colored stuff on their dials, but not to the extent that they've done on this one. This is the first time I've really seen them experiment with these really cool colors. It almost reminds me of like a Richard Mille with all these crazy colors. On the second hand, they put an airplane. That actually is an airplane. At first, I thought it was an arrow, but then I realized, no, it's actually an airplane. So it's actually, looks quite nice. And they match that with the tip of the hour markers being orange. Not only did they do that, but on the bezel, they added a nice little touch too. They put the tachymeter words in orange, so to match the orange on the counters and the accents throughout. So it really gives the watch a cohesive look. All right, well, that's the dial. I think it's probably the most special part of this watch, and really, to me, it makes the watch stand out. The bezel, of course, is it's a tachymetric scale. Not a whole lot to talk about there. Now let's take a look at the movement. Well, the movement is covered. You can't see it anyways. So I'm going to have to just say it's a nice movement. It is a caliber 9900. It's automatic, which is different from the moon watches that you actually have to wind, which is a nice thing, right? Because the moon watches, they actually went to the moon. They weren't sure that the rotor would move because of gravity, so they made it manual wind. In this one, they don't worry about that. They simply make it automatic, which probably is the reason why it's 14 millimeters as opposed to like 13, because it has extra space to fit that rotor. And yeah, it looks pretty cool. It has a power reserve of 60 hours. This is definitely a watch you could daily wear without having to worry about winding it, and it's always colorful. You can read it at any moment, and it has a very cool flight simulator or flight themed look to it. Very nice. Okay, that is it for, oh yeah, the bracelet. The bracelet is your standard Speedmaster bracelet. They all kind of have this similar bracelet, which I have to say is pretty nice. And what else I can say is, Omega also does a great job of allowing their users to change the strap. So you can actually put this on a cool NATO strap, and on their website they have a black NATO strap. NATO strap is a canvas strap. They put on a canvas strap and then they put orange highlights down the side, which actually I think is pretty cool. Or you can just choose it with plain black, is also cool. They have blue, whatever. They have a lot of different colors. You can even put it on leather NATO strap. Okay, the point being is that you can change the strap and change the look and make it look really cool. Okay, time to try this watch on my wrist. Now, I'm 6 foot tall, 200 pounds. I have a 7.5 inch wrist. As you see, it's a perfect fit on me. And I'm going to suggest this definitely for those who are into or have a hobby or like flying or something to do with aeronautics. This could be a themed watch that would really suit that, right? I think that they should make more of these because it's a really nice idea. Okay, so that's that part. And what I think about Omega, in general, Omega is a very reliable brand. They're not the highest end brand. They're a mid-level luxury, which is not a bad thing because not everybody wants to wear or can afford, a super high-end luxury, Patek Philippe or something like that. And they don't always want to wear that because you can get robbed, killed, whatever. So as a everyday luxury watch, which Omega is, their Speedmaster is their Seamaster, probably their two premier lines. And I would have to say, the 2-counter is a really cool option. It combines the practicality of having an automatic movement as opposed to the Moonwatch, which has wind, and also some new funkiness with all these cool colors. And so for that reason, I'm definitely going to give it 2 thumbs up. And this watch is retailing in 2025 for $9,500, and we're actually selling it for less than that at jazztime.com. So it's a really good bargain. It's hard to get, and if you'd like to get it at the lowest price anywhere online, please click on the link in the description below to buy it at jazztime.com.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.